Heard the term proxy bid while exploring auction.com, but wondering what it means? Don't worry, you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what a proxy bid is, how it works, and why it can be a powerful tool for winning your next auction. So let's start off with defining what is a proxy bid. A proxy bid is a feature that lets you set your maximum bid for a property on auction.com. So for example, kind of show you an example here on their website. Come over to here. If you actually go to auction.com, they have about us, they have learn more. So if you actually go to glossary, which is this page here, and then P for proxy bid, it will take you down here. Where is it? And then zoom in here. Essentially, it defines it here as well as available in select online auctions. The bidder can select a bid amount before the auction starts, which is automatically placed during the auction. So similar to what I just kind of walked through, and this systematic bid, is basically essentially you bidding, but in an automatic fashion. And the goal is to basically set a limit, and then it's going to incrementally bid until you hit that limit. And that's going to allow you to kind of stay competitive without actually manually monitoring 24/7 during the auction process. So how does a proxy bid work? And I think the best way to do with this is an example I'll show you in a second, but essentially from an auction.com's perspective is you're going to enter in the maximum amount you're willing to pay for a property. Then the system starts bidding at the current bid price for the minimum increment. And if someone else places a bid, your proxy bid is going to automatically increase just enough to kind of keep you in the lead up until that max limit that you set. And I'll have an example in a second. Now, if the bidding exceeds your max, you're no longer in the running unless you decide to increase your limit later or just place a manual bid. So just to illustrate what I just said there a little bit better for people that are analytical math people, if you are looking at a property, you said, hey, the max I'm willing to pay for this is $75,000. And for this specific property, let's just say the starting bid is 50 and the bid increments are $1,000. Now, you might want to start this off at 50K and it places it. Then a few hours later, someone else bids 5,100. The system will automatically bid for you at 52, nothing needed to do. Then someone will bid at 53 and system will automatically bid for you at 54. And this is going to continue until it hits your maximum of 75. Once it goes over 75, it won't bid for you anymore unless you want to revisit your numbers and thinking you could go a little bit higher. So that's essentially how the proxy bid works. Now, a lot of people also ask, like, why even use this? Why can't I just manually do it? And there's no right or wrong. Like most of the time, we just do manual bids. Not every auction offers a proxy either, but proxy bidding offers several advantages: is convenience, strategy, and efficiency. So from a convenience perspective, you don't need to sit through the entire auction process. From a strategy perspective, it helps you avoid any emotional bidding wars, and it's going to allow you to stick to your budget. And in efficiency, right? The system handles the bidding for you, so you can focus on other tasks. Like the auction happens to end during your kids' play or sports activity. You don't have to miss bidding. You could be present and work on focusing on your family. So those are kind of some examples there. And it's just really just useful too if you have multiple auctions going on at the same time, bidding. You set your proxy bid on a bunch of them, and then you know it's going to be handled appropriately. Now, some tips for effective proxy bidding. So to make the most out of your proxy bidding, you want to research thoroughly. So set realistic max bids based on the property value and potential repair costs. I have plenty of other videos that I'll share with you, and feel free to check out our channel on how to determine values for properties, repair cost, and setting your maximum bid. So research is very important before just determining what your max is. And then you also know the fees. Remember, just because you won an auction at 75K, let's just say, some auctions might have a buyer's premium. So that's going to be an extra 5% on top of that 75K. And then you have all the other kind of traditional closing costs that you got to factor in your analysis as well. And then you want to monitor strategically. Even with the proxy bid, you want to keep an eye on the auction for unexpected developments. Why is maybe no one bidding on this property? Things like that. So stay disciplined. Don't raise your limits impulsively during the auction, essentially, and stay to your max, whether you're doing it manually or through a proxy. So proxy bid on auction.com is an excellent tool for streamlining your auction experience while staying competitive. It's simple, strategic, and keeps you focused on your goals. Use it wisely, and you might just snag up a dream investment property or dream home for yourself. Now, if you use proxy bidding on auction.com, share your tips and success stories in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and then ring the bell for more real estate tips and tricks from the virtual investor.